Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing 3 new Dollar Tree Valentine's Day decor DIYs. All of the projects I'll be sharing were so quick and easy for me to create. So if you're looking for some really simple and inexpensive projects, then I really think that you're gonna love these. If you're enjoying all of my Valentine's Day DIYs, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I would love to hear in the comments down below what other kinds of videos you're wanting to see from me. Let's go ahead and jump right into today's projects. The first Dollar Tree DIY I'll be showing you today is a ribbon wreath, and for this one I used a 10-inch foam wreath form, Waverly chalk paint and plaster, paintbrushes, burlap ribbon, red polka dot burlap ribbon, XO ribbon, heart ribbon, Valentine's Day ribbon, scissors, jute, and my hot glue gun. For this project, I started by measuring my polka dot ribbon to the length that I thought that it would be good, which ended up being about 12 inches. I then continued to cut multiple strips of the same ribbon out so that I had enough to cover my entire wreath. I also did the same thing for the rest of my ribbons. I cut multiple strips of all of them, all at 12 inches in length. Once I have all of my ribbons cut, I'm then wrapping each ribbon around my wreath form and then tying them off in a knot. I'm continuing this around my entire wreath, and I'm just switching up in between my ribbons. The only pattern I'm really using is I'm doing about 4 of the thinner ribbons, and then I'll do a thicker burlap ribbon, either the polka dot burlap or the plain burlap, and then continue with about 4 of the thinner ribbons. And I just continue those same steps over and over again of wrapping each ribbon around my wreath form and then tying them off in a knot until I have them all completely covering my wreath. After all of my ribbons are wrapped, I'm then using some scissors to cut the ends of all of my ribbons into a diagonal. Next, I decided I wanted to use this wooden love word that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. It was just a little over $1, and I'm painting it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster, and I'm painting around all of the edges and sides, and I did have to do 2 coats of this paint. After that paint has dried, I'm then centering the love word in the center of my wreath, and then adding some hot glue on the letter E and the letter L right on the sides, and then just pressing that onto the wreath to attach it. For the last step in this project, I'm adding a jute hanger on the top back part of this wreath, and to attach it, I'm using some hot glue. And here is my love ribbon wreath all finished. This one was so quick and easy to do, and it definitely fits in with the more traditional Valentine's Day decor. Now moving right on into DIY number 2, I'll be making a tissue paper heart. And for this one, the materials I used were a wooden heart, some tissue paper, matte Mod Podge, a sponge brush, nautical rope, and my hot glue gun. I started by measuring my tissue paper at about 2.5 inches in width and then continued to cut that into strips. I did stack my paper 3 sheets at a time to help save me some time when cutting. I then measured out a 2.5 by 2.5 inch square and then used one of those as a guide to help me continue cutting all of my squares. I did use 6 sheets of tissue paper for this entire project, so I just continued those same steps until I had all 6 sheets cut out into squares. And the tissue paper moves around a little bit when you're cutting, so if your squares aren't perfect, that's okay. Now that all of my squares are cut, I'm then applying the matte Mod Podge right onto the wooden heart in small sections, and then starting to apply all of my flowered tissue paper first. I'm folding up each square of the flowered paper, just rolling it up and then pressing the center of that paper right onto the glue to attach it. And then I'm continuing that step by placing a little bit of Mod Podge in a small section and then applying all of my paper. Once I have all of the flowered paper at the top, I'm then applying the light pink colored paper and just continuing those same steps as I did for the flowered paper. After I have all of the light pink colored tissue paper applied, I'm then going in with this darker pink colored paper, and I'm doing those same steps I did for the other 2 colors of papers to just continue covering my entire wooden heart. To finish this project, I'm applying some of this nautical rope on the back top side of my wooden heart. I'm just cutting down the nautical rope to the size that I want it to be to create my hanger, and then I'm using some hot glue to attach the rope on each side of the top of my heart. This is my tissue paper heart all finished. This one only cost me a few dollars to make, and it was so much fun and super easy to create. And now moving on to the last DIY for today, which is a reverse canvas love sign. For this one, I used a 5x7 canvas from Dollar Tree, Waverly chalk paint and plaster, Folk Art acrylic paint in pink rose, Folk Art chalk paint and castle, paintbrushes, scissors, my hot glue gun, pink ribbon, this love stencil from Michaels, but you could use this heart one from Dollar Tree, cotton lace ribbon from Hobby Lobby, and a utility knife. For this project, I'm starting by flipping my 5x7 canvas over, and I'm using my utility knife to cut off the canvas from the wood frame. You want to be really careful when doing this because you don't want to cut yourself, so just take it nice and slow. But after I got the canvas all cut around the sides, I then just started peeling the canvas from the actual wood, and I did use some scissors to help me get the edges off. I'm then cutting my canvas down a little bit. I'm just cutting around all four sides and getting rid of the extra canvas that I don't need for this project. Next, I'm painting my wood frame with my chalk paint in the color Castle. I only had to do one coat of this paint, but I did make sure that I painted around all of the inside and outside edges. Once that paint was dry, I then took my Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster, and I'm dry brushing that around all of the sides and edges of my frame to give it a distressed look. Now I'm attaching my cut down canvas back onto my wood frame. I'm placing the hot glue on the back side of the frame and then pressing the canvas over top. I am using the more creamy side as the front of my picture, and the really bright white side I'm leaving for the back. I'm then placing my stencil in the center of my canvas and then starting to stencil on this acrylic rose pink color. And I am using the Dollar Tree stencil brush to do this. I really like these brushes. They are the perfect size to get in all of the little nooks and crannies, especially small stencils. I'm using a little bit of paint at a time. Less is more when you're stenciling. So I'm just building up the color until it reaches the color that I want it. And then once I have it all stenciled on, I'm just peeling off the actual stencil. Next, I'm measuring this pink satin ribbon from Dollar Tree around all four sides of the inside of my sign, and then just cutting the ribbon down to size. And then I'm gluing those ribbons around all four edges of the inside of my sign. Once I have all of my satin ribbons attached, I'm then going to be cutting this cotton lace ribbon down to size that I picked up from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to be attaching this lace ribbon on the top and bottom of my sign. I'm putting the hot glue right over top of the pink satin ribbon that I just attached, and then I'm pressing the lace ribbon over top of that. Now, Dollar Tree does have a really nice cotton lace ribbon, but my Dollar Tree has been out for a while, so I picked this one up from Hobby Lobby. Here is my reverse canvas love sign completed. I'm so happy with how it turned out, and all three of today's projects were so quick and easy to create. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. It really helps out my channel. If you're not subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe. Be sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And I would love to hear in the comments down below what other kinds of videos you're wanting to see from me here on my channel. And please let me know which DIY from today's video was your favorite. Thank you so much for watching.